Guys, what's up? How are you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video we're going to be talking and of course playing with the new quints from Pat McGrath. These are part of the Celestial Nirvana collection that she came out with. She came out with so many stuff, so I have been reviewing little pieces here and there as they have arrived to my home. I will go ahead and link all the videos that I've already done for this collection down in the description area. But if you guys are interested in seeing swatches, looks, and of course getting my final thoughts in regards of this little quints right here from Pat McGrath, then let's go ahead and get into the video. But before we do, please don't forget to like and of course subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alright guys, so here we have the Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palettes, and this one right here is a Nude Allure. I already created two looks using this palette right here last night. I am going to be showing you those looks and as well as swatches. I do want to tell you that these palettes right here retail for $36, and I did purchase mine directly from the Pat McGrath website. I did check the Sephora website, but unfortunately it's not available right now at Sephora. But if they do become available, I will make sure that I communicate that with you through my community tab here on YouTube. Now, $36, they are made in Italy and they do have a shelf life of 12 months. So here we have a Nude Allure. I do have swatches of Nude Allure and of course a Bronze Bliss as well. And just in case you haven't seen Bronze Bliss, is this one right here, which is definitely more bronzy, cool tones in this little quin. This is the one that I'm going to be using today to create two looks for you guys. Just like I've mentioned, I did already create two looks using the Nude Allure, which you will see it right after this, as well as swatches. And stay tuned until the end of the video so you can get my final thoughts. All right, so I brought you in a little closer so you guys can see what I am doing. I am going to be priming my eyes using my P. Louise base. So I have received all of the eyeshadows all at once, it feels like. I do have the NARS palette as well as the Huda Beauty palette, and I just received the Charlotte Tilbury singles. I actually end up buying two shades, none of the like super popular shades, is more of the colorful shades. If you guys are interested in any of those, let me know which one you guys would like to see first, so that way I can have that video up. So I'm trying to film those videos for you guys for sure this week, just so you guys can see how they perform on the eyes, the color story, look, so you guys can have an idea and all of that good stuff. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you have not already so you can see more content. Again, I do have the NARS palette, the Huda Beauty, and the Charlotte Tilbury single eyeshadows that I purchased. So I'm really excited to use those, but let me know which ones you guys want to see first. But in today's video, we are going to be focusing on these ones right here from Pat McGrath. I'm going to start with the black, and I'm just going to use this little tiny brush from Morphe, is the M213 brush. I'm going to start creating my shape. I'm creating like a wing liner. I'm just going to bring it all the way in. And of course, as you can see, I don't have any base. I always like to do my eyes first, just so if in case I have any fallout or if I need to sharpen things up, I can definitely just use a wipe for that. And this black is really nice and pigmented, but not super dark either. It's workable, it's buildable. I like that. Right on top of that, I am going to use the bronze shade right here. I'm going to just add it right to the center, and I'm using a flat synthetic brush. I'm trying to stay a little bit above the crease, but not going too high up. And we're just going to start really pressing that color right in the center and even over the liner. Using a clean brush like this, really nice and taper. And this one is the Sigma E21. I'm just going to blend the edges of that shade. What I'm going to do is actually going to connect the wing liner right here. I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm just going to connect it. And now clean the brush so you don't have any pigment or anything like that, and you can just go over that line easier. Just make sure that you are really winging it out. So I'm making sure that my eyes are open and I'm looking straight, just so I know where I want the wing and where do I want it to connect. And bring it in a little bit very tiny, just to shape it up. And just to add a little bit of that black, like super tiny amount just in the inner part. Just like that. And they don't need to connect. All right, so now just going back with this bronzy shade right here in my finger, I'm just going to add it to the eyelid again. So I'm just going to run the black shade again right here in our inner part, and I'm going to connect it on my lower lashes super tight. So just to brighten things up, I am going to take this shade right here in the inner corner. I'm just gonna sweep it in. And just going back with the black shadow, making sure that we didn't lose any of the definition, and adding a little bit of this gold shade again to the inner corner, and just sweeping it with the black really close to our lash line. All right, so I'm just going to clean up a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the second look. I am super excited to use this shade right here, but when I swatched it, it was so pigmented. Like, you just need the tiniest amount, otherwise it's going to be like way too much. I'm going to just really add it to the lid. Oh my goodness, this shade is so beautiful. I'm just going to add it and blend it up with my finger. So beautiful. And I gotta say that the formula for all of these eyeshadows is just super different than what I'm used to from McGrath. They're really nice, soft, creamy. Sometimes even they feel wet. This one right here, I don't think that I have experienced anything like this from McGrath. They're just like really nice, and I'm sure that they are new formula. I'm really impressed. Now I'm going to go with the black in a fluffy brush. So I am going to do a little bit of a different look, not so smoky like this one, and see if I can create something a little bit more wearable on this side right here, but still glam. I am going to use the tiniest amount, and this is a Morphe 433 brush. I'm just going to focus that in the outer corner, just to give us a little bit of definition. I'm going to start building it up little by little. I'm just going to go in circle and then just start creating my shape and run it in the lower lashes. And again, just a little bit. If I was to be creating a look with this little quints right here, I will definitely have to like bring another palette to give me a little bit more mattes, just because I feel like this one is definitely lacking in mattes. So instead of being a quint, maybe like 6 shades would have been nice, because I do really enjoy all of the shimmer shades from this quints right here. But yeah, we definitely need one more matte. That would have been nice. Whatever is in the brush, I'm bringing it in a little bit just to give us a little bit of definition. The only thing that this way you're going to have like shimmer all over your eye, which if you're not a fan of that, just make sure maybe not to try this method, just because we apply the so beautiful silvery shimmer shade, and that is definitely going to drag some of the shimmer to the areas that we are applying the matte shade. I don't mind it at all. I think it's really beautiful, but I did wanted to share that with you just in case you are not into shimmers on your crease. I'm going to add a little bit more and smoke it out a little bit in this outer corner right here. And again, I'm just building up the color little by little. Beautiful. So I am going to use the last shade that I haven't used, which is this one right here. I'm just going to run it on my lower lashes. I'm going to use a pencil brush like this because I want it to be like super tight on my lash line. Again, I'm using this shade right here. And I'm going to use the same brush and just dip into the black just a little bit, so we can smoke it out here in this outer corner. And using another brush like this, like a pencil brush, I'm going to go back with the first shade that we applied. I'm just going to tap a tiny bit of it so we can add it to the inner corner. Going to clean up. So just adding a little bit of this black liner to my tie line for both of them. Alright, I'm going to curl my lashes using the MAC Stack Micro Brush Mascara. Alright guys, so here we have a look number 1, super bold, very dramatic. So here we have a look number 2, super nice, definitely more wearable, still very glam. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts in regards of these little quints right here from Pat McGrath. Let's go ahead and start with Nude Allure, and I gotta say I absolutely love the looks that I created last night. Really nice and beautiful, super wearable in my opinion, really nice glam looks, but again the color story makes it so much wearable than the other palette. I really enjoy all of the shimmer shades in this palette. The only thing that I do have to say in regards of this little quint is that the matte shadow right here did give me a little bit of a harder time, so I did have to work a little bit extra to blend it in, especially on the second look, just to create that wing liner and to really blend it in. It was definitely something that I have to put a little bit more effort. Did it end up blending into the other shadows perfectly fine? Yes, but you do have to put in a little bit of more work. The other thing that I do want to point out is that a little bit goes a long way with these shadows. If you're using a brush or your finger, you just want to be very delicate just because they are softly pressed, and once you just get your finger into it, I mean, you do pick up a lot of pigment, so you just want to be very careful because otherwise you're just going to be wasting product. So now moving on to Bronze Bliss right here, I gotta say that this little palette, this little quint, for me, for my opinion, my makeup style is completely different than the other one, just because I will gravitate to this little quint if I am going out during the nighttime with my friends, maybe on a date. If I want to definitely create something a little bit more smoky, this is the quint that I will be gravitating to. The shades are absolutely beautiful to work with. All of the shimmer shades are really, really nice, but this one right here in the middle is just exceptional. It's so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but you do have to be very careful just because a little bit goes a very long way. If you pick up too much with your finger or with a brush, it is going to take over the whole entire look. So if that's not something that you want, if you just want to pop it either in the inner corner or just wear it all over the lid like I have it, you want to make sure that you're just building up the color little by little. The black eyeshadow is not the blackest of black, but it's really nice, pigmented and super buildable. If feels like a cream to powder formula for that black. Again, it's really nice and workable. You can build it up to be super dark like this one, and if you just grab a little bit with a fluffy brush like I did for this look right here, you can blend it out to be more like a grayish charcoal kind of shade, which is really versatile, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, that is it for these two quints right here. In my opinion, they are totally worth it if you are in the market for these type colors, maybe for traveling purposes, if you just want something a little bit smaller. If you were a little bit disappointed that this one was just so colorful, I mean, this is super big, super colorful, and it can be intimidating, especially if you're not into makeup or you don't know how to work these shades. They're just not really your vibe, it's not your style. Then I totally get it. If you were still, you know, trying to get something from her collection, that I really 100% don't think that you're going to be disappointed with the quality of these eyeshadows. I think that they are really nice and amazing, especially if you are in the market for these type of color stories. So I hope that these 4 looks were able to help you, to inspire you to either play with the makeup that you already have at home, or if you were in the market for the Celestial Nirvana collection from Pat McGrath, then I hope that this video is helpful to you so you can make a wise decision on your next purchase. But that is it, my friends. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, your time, and support. Please don't forget to like and of course subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time.